But for today, I'm just going to take the next 15 minutes or so. Then we're going to have hopefully about 20 minutes or so for Q&A. There's quite a lot of questions, so we're going to take some time to answer that. Right now, Trump is president. By now, you should know that. Why did I put this picture? I think for many, I think you all know what this picture also is. A little unfortunate. This, I think, was SQ321. All right, that hit the turbulence. All right, you see a lot of things fly out. Okay, I titled it as strap up because I kind of do think this year you're going to face a little bit more volatility. Okay, I'll share a little bit later on, but volatility is all part of the game. Okay, you don't want to be flung out of your seat. You don't want to take out your seatbelt. Sit in, strap up, sit tight, hold on tight to high conviction stocks. Okay, let's go. Okay, disclaimer. Okay, whatever I say, whatever we are sharing, it's just for knowledge base. Hopefully, it's not for entertainment. I don't know why I'm saying entertainment. A lot of hard work that went in. Hopefully, this does not just entertain you on a Wednesday night. It took many nights to do the research, so hopefully it helps you in your investment decision. But this is not a buy or sell call. Let's just quantify that. Let's just qualify that. Okay, this is not any not related to Philip Security. This is just all our own view. If you need any more help, feel free to reach out. Look for your advisor. Can share more. All right. Okay, if the question is over here, the QR code or the website is there. Go in there, type the questions, then we'll answer accordingly. Okay, just going to dive straight in. The theme for 2025. Actually, I shared this. It continues to remain the theme. Okay, ABC, so that it's easier for everyone to understand when you think of ABC, when you sing ABC with your kid. Then you remember this. All right, AI sector to continue to push higher. It's the top of the town. We can't escape it. A lot of people say whether it'll be like the .com bubble. Nobody really knows. Look at the valuation. I think there's still quite a bit of room to go. We're kind of at the start. But don't forget, volatility is also in play because of Trump. All right. B, bonds also. Okay, continue to lock in higher rates because interest rates kind of staying a little higher for longer. So bonds also as part of your balanced portfolio. I think that is that's prudent planning. If you don't know how to, you don't know what, always find us. Okay, cryptocurrency for the higher alpha. We can see if you are in the crypto space, how much to go in. It's really also depending on your risk appetite. I'm not pushing for it, but I'm saying that cryptocurrency we've been mentioning since 2023 is a space that you might want to consider going in. All right, especially with now a very friendly president administration. I think we're going to see crypto moving up higher through the year. All right, but do take note, there's a very high volatility. You need to be able to quench that. All right, so you need to be able to quench volatility for your breakfast. All right, if it's a 5-10% drop and you're ooh like that, it might not be suitable for you. If you're 5-10% drop and you're like texting, hey, what happened? How come today dropped 5%? Maybe also not suitable for you. Okay, so you really need to see your own risk appetite. If you go down 5-10%, 20%, are you still comfortable with it? Do you have a high conviction of it? Okay, just see Trump's on the first half of the year when he took office back in 2017. We can see that for the first half of the year from January, right, all the way to about July, we can see actually it's a positive movement. Okay, but don't forget, it's not in a straight line. You can see one day it can go down, red bar. Okay, so do expect something like that. You know, when sometimes Trump fire off something, he wants to go trade war, the moment he tweets something, the moment on X, okay, the market can move quite wildly. So that's why I tell you to strap up. If you're on high conviction stock, you continue to sit in. Okay, gains during Trump's first year office. I think let's not be too overly ambitious and talk about so many years. Okay, the first 1 year, the first year at least, we've seen a very nice, decent gain. Okay, 23%. Right, of course, that's it. I'm not saying that this year also we're going to see another double-digit, 20+% kind of growth. We've seen that for the last 2 years. Okay, let's see what happens for this year. Okay, just to know that also the US stock index, so like the S&P, okay, makes annual gain 78% of the time. Okay, so if you see over the last 50 years or so, 70 years or so, you can see out of that 78% of the time is moving up. All right, so if you are being bearish, how long can you stay sovereign for? All right, if you are being bullish, do you think you'll be winning 70% of the time, or you rather be on 70% side? all right, game of probability, or would you rather be on the 22% side? Okay, for me, I know which camp I am on. So you can be seeing in our webinars how we always try to enforce such positive ideas. But of course, there are years that could be down for a while. You know, you could see 3 consecutive years down, and you can see after that it's been positive. So even though if you do not really know how to do anything, if you stay in the market, you strap up and you don't go crazy, you don't panic too much, you will probably be rewarded well by the market. Okay. Okay, shorting long term doesn't really pay, as we can see, only 23% of the time is kind of down. Okay, we can see also, you see this one, close the short selling firm or Hindenburg. We can see another in 2023. Okay, also there's another one famous short seller decided to shut down his firm. So we can see that it doesn't really pay to stay short. Okay, so in the short term fluctuation, I think if there's opportunity to go short, maybe you can use some leverage to short, but nowadays I don't really do that. On short, on pullback, we kind of want to be entering the market, not like trying to short. Okay, if only if you're a short-term trader. Okay, which if you're not, don't try to time the market, try to short. Okay, just stay put, stay long on the quality stocks. You will probably do better. Okay, so now we just look at the forecast of 2025. I think everybody wants to know this year, is it good, bad? Are we going to be bearish? Yeah, okay, so in 2025, this is a survey done by CNBC, delivering alpha investor from their own little community. Okay, most people will be thinking that it will go higher, but not fantastic, because we already had 2 years back to back about 40% in total. Okay, so I think that's already very, very good. Okay, so are we going to see another 20%? It's going to be a little tougher, but I think we're still looking at double digit ending for this year. Okay, will be flat, topped out, and start set to drop 7%. So you can see this year everybody is a little bit more bullish. We can see 2025. These are some of the forecasts how the S&P will end up for the year. So I think almost all double digit from here, from 6,000, at least another 1 more 1,000 points. All right, so what concerns me is actually for this year, a lot more people are being bullish. I'm not trying to be a contrarian just for the sake of being a contrarian, but as you can see for last time, always there's a lot of people who will predict, oh, this is going to be the worst bear market, this is going to be the worst crash, this is going to be the longest prolonged recession. A lot of a doomsday predictor comes out, but this year I'm seeing a lot lesser. So just starting to be a little cautious. I mean, we do have a very market-friendly kind of president in play. So, but yeah, at the same time, yeah, I'm just going to be a little bit more cautious, but I'm still bullish. All right, so this is a little concern. So I think when we see swings, we might see a little bit more volatile. We might see it come down a little bit more to try to wipe the weaker hands. Okay, so do take note, do be careful. This is one of the years that I see like a lot of people being more bullish, because we end on a happy note, everybody's a little happier. I think that's great. So I think that can actually help to propel the bull further. Okay, further tailwinds, that means helping to push the market. Okay, we got a strong job market that helps. Okay, so consumer spending is largely bankrolled by a healthy job market. So one of the key pillars of the economy is definitely your jobs. Okay, so employees had a 500,000 job during the quarter, and unemployment is hovering around 4%. So for a developed economy, 4% is a good number. So I think they're still sitting in quite healthy range. So 4.1 unemployment, I think that's healthy. It's not any sign of recession yet. All right, this year nobody's talking about it as much. Who knows? Okay. So as long as people have wages and have a drop and their wages are rising, the basis for continued strong spending, yeah, continue to spend. But the thing is about the wages, it's starting to stagnate a little bit. Yeah, so it's not that, so the inflation is not that bad. All right, so that is saying it can help to tame the inflation. All right, so just take note. Okay, the US economy still is doing well. The initial job claim, as you can see, the jobless claim, so this is people filing for unemployment benefits. You can see that it actually from like 2024, it kind of hovers around this number seasonally also. Okay, you can see from 240, 230, it kind of going lower. Okay, so the economy is kind of doing strong, but yeah, at the same time, people are a little bit worried because strong economy might lead to high inflation, but it also might not be, right? Doesn't always mean a strong economy means there'll be high inflation. So I think let's not get ahead of the narrative. Let's remain cautious. Let's remain bullishly optimistic, cautious. All right. Okay, so how long does the bull market last? So if you want to know, we're already in like the third year on the bull market. So average bull market about 61 months. So we're halfway through only. But that said, doesn't mean it will keep going up non-stop. Okay, there'll always be some pullback. Okay, so there are some headwinds. As we know, Trump is taking office and he's been coming up with tariffs. Tariff makes things a little bit more expensive to import, export. All right, he just want to make America great. So things that coming in could be more expensive. You got to pass on to consumer. That can cause inflation to rise again. That's one of the narrative. All right. Will Trump really go ahead with go crazy on his tariff, on his promises? It's also yet to see. One take is Trump also is a market friendly person. I don't think he's that crazy to try to get inflation back and then rate hike. I think that might not be the narrative he's after. Okay, so I think, as you all know, he's a money-making person. He's going to cut corporate tax. It's also two-sided. Corporate tax, you're going to see better earning growth. You can see companies spending more, but yet at the same time, people say it can induce inflation. All right, so this is really a little. There's always that wall of worry that we always have to get through. I'm not too concerned. Let's go along the year. For me, I'll continue to stay invested, but just being aware. So when we see some data, all right, some early points that we see anything, we usually flag out, let the clients know. All right. Okay, so pullback is perfectly normal. Okay, I think you might have seen this chart quite pretty often, just really to remind, to enforce in the mental. All right, so a 3% dip, it can happen around 7 times a year. 5% mild correction, about 3 times. Okay, I think we've seen one just recently. Okay, 10% correction, maybe once a year or so. Okay, I'm kind of hoping for this. All right, when we get this, only problem is when we get this, there's a lot of more bad news that will come out. Okay, when bad news come out, everybody also will be mentally shaken, mentally broken. That's where you really need to have your conviction, high conviction. All right, when this comes, it's kind of one of the better scenarios to get in. Very good quality, high fundamental stocks. That's where you want to be entering and not be selling or not be waiting at the sideline again. Okay, 15% is good also. All right, we might see this. Okay, this really helps to shake off people. From here, then you'll start seeing, oh, recession is coming, this and that. All the other kind of news will start coming. You'll see people talking less on the streets. Everybody will be Hang Seng Pai, this and that. Need to tighten wallet. All right, that's when it actually might be one of the opportune time. If you're unsure, just always reach out. Okay, bear market, this is what a bit of crash. Okay, so every time client asks me crash, I think we also right to really reframe our thinking correctly, because sometimes, when you use such negative words, you also bring on negative emotion. It can hinder your action, all right? Because every time you hear crash, you will not want to take any action. Okay, then you're always forever sitting on the sideline, or you're just having your money in the bank, not really rolling much, then yeah, you're actually a little worse off. Okay, so pullback is normal. We can see even the length of day is all written. Okay, the last time we saw a pullback of more than 20% is around 2020. Okay, so it's been close to five years already, and it's once every 6 years on average. So we are on the 5th year, could really come very soon. So I think we need to be a little mindful of it. Okay, I mean, it's not all roses. There'll be little thorns in between, but I'm not too concerned about it. In fact, it can actually help me to buy things a little cheaper. And everybody likes a good deal. As Singaporeans, we like cheap, right? That's our national bird, cheap. All right. Okay, conclusion on US. Okay, expect a little bit more volatility and pullbacks. Okay, opportunity for entry on pullbacks. All right, this is one of the sector. Okay, quantum computing stocks sector to look at. Right, keep a lookout for earnings. Okay, earning key driver, not whether expensive or not. I think a lot of people like to show the PE of S&P or all that kind of thing. I think that helps. Okay, but I think one of the main driver is really your earning growth. Again, you can see Netflix last night. Yes, increase a subscriber. I can't remember the numbers now. A lot of things on my mind. All right, we can see in the morning it popped 15%. All right, because earning came out very strongly. In fact, the last earning, quite a lot of stocks were actually battered down. All right, then the outlook was not so good. So if they manage to beat that, you can see it coming back strongly. All right, so one of the quantum computing. All right, you can Google. I think I'm getting bullish on this sector, and yes, in fact, came off quite a bit also. Okay, let me see here. Okay, look at this. Okay. Okay, look at this. One of the quantum. I haven't done a deep dive research. All right, this is just a sector that if you understand or you should start looking at. Okay, it's one of these, all this quantum computing. I think it's going to be the next sector that could actually really help with the AI growth. Okay, these are some of the names that are inside. All right, quantum corporation. Then there's quantum computing also. QB, QBT. All right, it actually came off from a high. So it has reached some support. So I think around here, start to nibble. Okay, it looks like pre-market is going up. So I think there's still room to grow. I think Microsoft also has released some news on it. Go read up on it. I think this is where you can also try to make some higher gains. But of course, this is still relatively new, a bit of the infant stage. So you might see it move quite erratically. So there will be quite a bit of volatility. So do take note, always your right position sizing. Don't go all in, that kind of thing. All right, this is very new. It might not take off. Okay, these are some of the names that I'm looking at. Once I firm up, if you're in our Telegram group, if you're in our group, I might send out some. Okay, but just take note that it's still in the infant stage. All right. Okay, let me continue on. So of course, how can we talk about market and not talk about crypto, right? So a very crypto-friendly president. Okay, in fact, in part of his campaign trail, he has promised to deregulate some of the things, which is very optimistic for crypto. And in fact, he also came out with own meme coin. I think that's also another testament to how serious he takes it. All right, there's also the strategic reserve on Bitcoin and a few other coins. So I think that could really set a very pretty background for crypto to continue its search up. All right, let's say also remember the proper allocation. All right, if you're unfamiliar with it, we can always chat to get a little bit more knowledge. Now, of course, we also want to see your overall planning, your overall portfolio, not go all in kind of thing. All right, so Trump Link crypto platform throws over 100 million on a REP, BTC, Ether, and other tokens. Okay, we can see that this is the World Liberty Financial. All right, it's a kind of a link to Donald Trump. Okay, it's linked to him and his family. Okay, then they're able to check, bought over 47 million of REP Bitcoin, 47 million of ETH. Okay, then forward and all the other things. Okay, so that's what they show you, right? The president is quite serious in it. If the president is serious in it, then yeah, you can decide whether you want to be together with him or you want to be still like, I'm not sure what's this. Okay, so do take time to go and understand it. Do take time to, if you are convinced, if you're convicted, if you want to take a little position, just always ask us how to get in and how much to even get in. All right, why 47? Anybody knows why 47? Want to make any guess? Why 47? Okay, one reason could be he's the 47th president. So 47 million Bitcoin. Yes, Valerie, well done. 47. That's right. Okay, so he's tapped the Republican, all right, as the SEC chair. Okay, these are all people crypto friendly. So this guy is gone. He'll take, but this guy is not the permanent one, right? So he's gonna make way to U-turn all of Biden administration kind of policies. So we could see the Bitcoin continue to trend higher. Okay. And we can see also these people, these CEOs, they all kind of believe in crypto. You can see this is one of the largest supporter. All right. So if all your Magnificent Seven, your big companies all are on it, if they are, the strategic reserve and things can change, once company can start putting Bitcoin onto their balance sheet, they're allowed to buy it. Okay, I think recently Microsoft tried to get the shareholders to approve something like that. If that really goes through, can you imagine how much they can buy? Just 1%. All right. Just think how much the market Bitcoin can move. Okay, so if the whales are all in it, are supportive of it, do you want to be with them or do you want to kind of be against them? Okay, and something a little interesting also, all right? The all-time low, you see, all-time low of Bitcoin, 1,064 days later, becomes high. And then from all-time high, 364 days, all-time low, then that 1,006 all-time high again. Then from all-time high, somehow another 364 days, go to the low. So from all-time low again, from 2022 of 16,000, 1,064 days, all-time high, right? So, it doesn't go up in a straight line. If I'm not wrong, the calculation could be around October or maybe even nearer this time round. The all-time high is not an exact thing. Don't even take this for real. Then only then you sell or what. Okay, just very interesting fact. Okay, so how much is all-time high? Nobody knows. If you know, let me know. Okay, so of all-time high, it could really retrace back, and then maybe that's where you might want to continue to power on it. How high? A lot of analysts, 150, Tom Lee can be 250. Really nobody kind of knows, I would say. That's why I don't want to put any numbers. I think just let it, if you're letting it go for the long run, just let it continue to move up. No need to be too concerned over the price, like, oh, is it too high? Should I let go? Okay, remember, if you're in it for the long run, don't need to go and see every day. Just continue to hold until wherever you need the funds. All right, fund flow into crypto. Okay, we can see crypto ETF spark about 450 billion shift from traditional fund in 2024. Will it be more this year? It's your guess, my guess, but my guess, I think it should be more. All right, with a few more coins coming up with ETF like Solana, we might see it move higher. Those people who don't have a crypto platform, kind of hard to get in, don't understand. Right now, if it's on the exchange, it's a lot easier. It's a little bit more secure. People might start going back in. Okay, so I've given an update on crypto. Just give a little update on China also, just to wrap it up. All right, China economy grew 5% in 2024, turbocharged by fourth quarter. I think some of the stimulus is coming in, is helping China, is lifting China a little bit. Okay, so we can see the numbers were a little bit better. So I think we saw a little push in China and Hang Seng recently. Okay, China regulators always vow to stabilize property. They've been vowing for quite a while. Okay, we can see that the market, unfortunately, is still not really performing yet. Okay, the headwinds for China, we can see is one of the tariffs. Okay, I think it's taken a few days ago. Unfortunately, today, Trump came up with a 10% kind of tariff on China, right? It came out on Mexico and Canada. So that's really one of the unfortunate thing about China, because they get whacked. Unfortunately, they don't really fight back. I don't know why. Okay, maybe make peace, right? Not war. Okay, so there is something for China which is hard to escape. Like we can see also recently, Tencent got whacked down by all the, it's on the ban list. All right, so US happy can come out with such lists. That means even your funds can't, the US funds can't buy in. So when there's no flow, right, there's no flow from either the Western people or people who are scared, right, we're going to see the market really hard to move. That's why we've been seeing China for the last 4 to 5 years, hasn't really moved much. Okay, you can go and do a comp yourself. Only last year it managed to heat up 15%. All right, it's a little too early to celebrate, but I think at least we are probably China heading to the right direction. Okay, yeah, this is the Tencent shares decline sharply. All right, whether Trump will continue to do some more like that, he always say everybody's his friend. The next moment he slaps you a tariff. So it's really very unpredictable. So what to do? Conclusion of China. All right, sentiments improving slightly after stimulus. Okay, finally a positive year for China, Hong Kong. Okay, still cautious. All right, I don't think we are like, or at least me, I'm not like super bullish on it. Okay, regulation, trade wars still hampering sentiment. Higher growth to support the valuations. Okay, what's important is actually ensure the proper allocation. Okay, my allocation to China, I haven't been adding. I only add a little bit. So right now my China portfolio actually only takes up close to only like 10%. Right, my US and crypto has grown, so China, Hong Kong has came off. If you've been invested in the Hong Kong and you want to come know how to navigate, yeah, we could always meet a one-on-one to try to do something. All right, I don't think Hong Kong China is going to be a little hard to outperform. I think we could see that, but if you ask me, I might kind of still prefer the US. That's it. I would say I will still have some exposure to Hong Kong China. All right, until we see clearer kind of vision for China, or like when they really vow to really do something, because all their stimulus measures so far, it's been good. Then after that it fades off. I think everybody's a little kind of frustrated with that, and a lot of people have given up. Rightfully so. It's been about 4 to 5 years. So, and imagine if you have done your capital has been shifted somewhere else. All right, instead of suffering so much loss the last few years, you've been somewhere else. Yeah, so it's all about really maximizing your capital or your limited capital that you want it to be growing and not stagnate in one certain market. Okay. So I've come to an end. All right. If you want a one-on-one portfolio review, you can always look for Roy and I. If not, I think, yeah, I also love this quote, but I didn't put it down really. I think it's one of the quotes that I kind of like. Is by Albert Einstein, right? Insanity is expecting something to change by doing the same thing over and over again. All right, we're kind of start the year. I would say we are not too late. All right, it's better to be, yeah, it's better to start doing something rather than to think and not take action. Okay, with that, I'm just going to the Q&A part. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I forgotten to share the 3 stocks. All right. So our 3
Can you
stocks.
share the 3 stocks first? It's okay. Just go for
Anybody? I didn't do a PowerPoint on it because we were really quite busy. But I'm just going to give it to you all here. Okay, but of course, take everything with a pinch of salt. We shared quite a lot through the year already. I think quite like Palantir, United Health, all this really did very well. So hopefully this year we can continue to move up. Okay, Paleo Auto. Okay, it's a cybersecurity company. All right, yes, kind of lifted off from the low. I think it's still a chance to continue to stage higher. So whenever it's like that, I kind of will take a starter position to go in. Don't always try to wait for a pullback. So that is quite undervalued. I think this stock is still slightly undervalued. I think there's still room to grow. All right, I won't put out the valuations here today. Also, okay, I think we still see some more room to grow for the year. So this one stock. All right, second stock. Okay, I think this just had some news today. Right, it was building a base Oracle. I think you all should be quite familiar with it. Okay, it's a multinational company, information company that's database, that's cloud application. All right, I think we can see it probably will test the recent high again at 195. I think it's something to look at this year. You can actually see there's a lot of it's been chosen as one of the companies for AI push. So this is one. This is the second one. Right. The third one is a little bit more related to crypto. Okay, MicroStrategy. Right. This is one of the most directed or related to crypto. All right. It's been moving up because they've just been buying Bitcoin. So inside their balance sheet, they're holding a lot of Bitcoin. So it's very correlated to Bitcoin prices. So when Bitcoin moves up, this tends to move up fast also. Right. That's it. This is one of the most volatile stocks also. We can see it moving quite quite volatile. So let's say again, proper allocation is always important. Please don't go all in kind of thing. All right, we can see it's still in a little trading band, right? The moment crypto, if we see Bitcoin moving up a lot higher, I think we can actually see this surging past 500 even. Okay, so these are the 3 stocks. Take it down. If you need further consultation, let us know. It's not the be all and end all. Okay, so there are about 14 questions. We got actually about 7 more minutes. I'm gonna take some, then Roy will take some also. So will US market crash? Honestly, I don't have the crystal ball, but I can tell you if it does. I shared earlier on. Hopefully you caught it. Okay, there could be a chance of a bit more of a pullback. Okay, we can see it hasn't happened once every 5 years, so it could be lurking around, but it might not be that soon. So yeah, not to be too worried about it, about 20% crash. Okay, crash also is not a taboo word. Crash is actually an opportune time to be getting in, so don't be too scared. Don't let it crowd your decision. One thing why I'll say that, because at the end of the day, if you know what you're doing in terms of investment, where's my end? All right, if you know what you're doing in terms of investment, okay, and investment is money that you don't need lah. All right, you can put aside. It's really for the long term. So and ensure everything, the holistic planning is done, because you can't be like, hey, suddenly I need the cash. Then hey, why you need the cash? You know, you're supposed to have a reserve. Or I lost my job. Then hey, what happened? I thought we talked about it. You're supposed to have a 1 year reserve and all. Okay, so even you have bought at the peak. When was COVID? 2020, right? Okay, I don't even need to show you what happened if you buy at 2020. Right, it was here. If you really sway, right, every time buy the peak, you buy the peak drop, buy the peak drop, right, the peak 3,000 a drop, right? But if you held on, okay, you done your homework, you know, okay, don't worry, one day it will come back. You buy at 3,000, 5 years later, you kind of double your money. All right, so that's about 20% every year lah. Okay, from 3,000 go up to 6,000 in just about 5 years. Even you buy at the peak. I'm not saying go ahead and just buy at the peak. Right, if you can do some market timing, if you aware of certain things, even you buy here at the peak 448, 2021, you thought, hey, the market is bull, everybody tell me bull, and it crashed. Okay, crashed 20% also. If you held tight, in fact, over here, if you dare to DCA dollar cost, if you're doing a dollar cost average, whenever it goes down, right, more than 5%, if you have a strategy of actually putting in more, all right, you will be rewarded handsomely by the market on a quality stock. Right, so when it goes up, you actually go a bit lesser. When it comes down, you DCA actually heavier. All right, on high conviction stock, don't go and Zoom. You think Zoom can, suddenly zoom up, Okay, so you need to be really convinced with your own stock pick. All right, so if you think Zoom can start to revive and you have certain conviction of it, best to run through with someone, right? If not, then you'll be dollar cost averaging into the wrong things. Okay, so like I said, if you buy, come down. If let's say you really buy now, sway, every time you so hang on, you buy then come down. You see, even last in December you bought, you thought got the bonus, then you buy, then you come down 5%. Kelvin, investing not for me. I think put in the bank safer. Because within less than a month, it came back up. Will it continue to go up? It's anyone's to say. Okay, but I've already shown you the chart, yearly performance, how it has gone up. Hopefully that helps to reframe your mind. All right, so don't be too scared of crash. Crash, always have a little bit of cash. When there's a crash, that's where you actually use your cash. Okay, what's a good entry point for S&P? This is it for trading? Is it for long term? If it's long term wise, honestly, they always say, don't time the market. Okay, market is not really overbought also. I like to use this Greed and Fear. I always send this out to actually just get a little sensing of where the market, whether everybody's being greedy. Okay, so right now what we can see is everybody's still a bit fearful. Okay, so if you ask me, I think for long-term wise, I think we can take a starter position in here. All right, you want the best optimal price? I unfortunately cannot tell you for the S&P. Can you wait for another crash, another pullback? A little unlikely. It's gone up by 5%, gone down 5%. It could start to break new highs again. Okay, so and if you see seasonality, if I'm not wrong, February is usually a strong month. Okay, but that's not 100%. So if we are setting up for a nice strong February, we could see it move up more. Okay, can market go up or down? Who's lawyer? Can market go up or down? Yeah, market can go up or down, but I don't know whether when will go up or down. Will market go up or down? I would think this year up lah. Okay, so this is whether is it a short term, long term. I don't know which term you are using, but yeah, in general, I think market will continue to trend up. Okay, which is a better buy, US or Hong Kong market? It really depends on your strategy. All right, how much are you allocated already, US or Hong Kong? Whether you think Hong Kong can outperform this year? My money will still kind of be on the US or even crypto. Okay, that's it. Proper allocation once again. All right, Hong Kong, when we have spare, all right, when I've already allocated finish, I would say I'll go into Hong Kong. Okay, due to really a lot of headwinds, regulatory problems, unless now suddenly the next meeting that they have always their meeting, right, which everybody is very optimistic with about. We always chat with friends like, oh, the meeting, will he come up with a vow to make market stable? Will he come up with the next big bazooka kind of 1 trillion billion kind of yuan stimulus? All right, so I think everybody's always waiting for that, and that has caused fatigue already. So I think it's natural to always, you want to look for a market that can give higher return. Right, and the US has already shown that over the last few years, it has done that. Because if you just do a comparison, all right, just the market itself. So I think we want to see over the last 5 years, right, the S&P has done 83. Unfortunately, Hang Seng has been in the negative. All right, so where I'll continue to place my bets, I would continue to place it in the US. All right. Okay, Kosia. Where is a good place to park my money? Good place to park your money. I think this also really requires a little bit more holistic kind of planning. I think
Kosia, maybe you can contact Kelvin or me to have a better discussion on that. It's a bit general on this question.
Yeah, I can't just tell you like that, because maybe you already have a lot of exposure in equity or have too much exposure in bonds, that kind of thing. So it's better to really get a whole planning. Maybe actually your protection not enough, then you want to go invest, then anything happen, you immediately take off. So I think that's a little dangerous. So yeah, do reach out. We will just answer accordingly. Should crypto asset continue to be a long-term bullish play? HWX. All right. Should crypto asset continue to be I would think so. I think so, at least the next 4 years or so. But don't forget, they always go in cycles. There'll be the winter phase. Okay, so you have to go through the winter. Don't always go, don't always think it will go up. Although we have a very bullish crypto-friendly president and administration. So yeah, and the proper allocation, whatever you got to be comfortable with. That's it, not all in also. As proper prudent planning.
And choose the right coin too. That's very important from my experience trading and investing in the crypto market. Yeah,
Yep.
so we can talk about this all day long, but it's a topic by itself actually. Yeah.
Okay, share more about the game changer plan. Okay, we did previously, but I think we will call another one.
I think we have a webinar on that actually recently. So
I think we could do this. I think this is one of the plans that people kind of like. This helps you actually get into one of the highest growing fund that was used to be only available to accredited investor. I think right now we do have access to it. So if there's enough people, or if you are interested, we can run a quick webinar on it and how you can actually complement your portfolio.
Maybe for those who are keen, I suggest is you can actually PM us and then we can share more. I think it's easier because we don't want to, let this session be our webinar be a kind of product.
Yes.
I mean, we don't want, selling kind of thing. It's not like that. So, but like what Kevin said, just on the cost is very good. He has very good cost structure, and the bonus they give is also very attractive in terms of the plan.
Yes.
The regular investment.
I think we got some already in. Yeah. I was even considering to go in then. Then I think my plans change.
And then maybe we can skip the next question. Why did Trump? Maybe we can skip that part. I think
why did Trump pull out? Yeah, he don't want to spend much. He don't believe in this also. So things pay too much. They didn't handle COVID well. So so how does the change in Capital plan by GE, GE Great Eastern.
Maybe I can answer that part on this one, just to summarize a little bit.
Newly minted MDRT.
Yeah, for this GE thing, actually, to summarize in a very simple way is that if let's say you are on a private, if you are on a A plan, that means you're buying a government hospitalization plan that cover up to A ward. If you are opting to stay in a private hospital instead, they used to cover you a higher percentage. All right, that means they can cover you high percentage. Right, you can actually Google to find the exact number, but now they actually reduce it drastically for those who have recontract with them. Okay, so basically, if you are staying in up to A ward, right, try not to stay in a private because you're going to end up paying more out of your own pocket expenses. All right. And then if let's say you're covering up to only B1 and you want to go to A ward, you also will need to fork out higher than before the change happens. Okay, but it will not affect you if you are covered up to A ward and you stay in an A ward in a government hospital. All right. Yeah, so this is basically what the change is about. Only GE has done this now. However, from the article, if you see the words from the other insurers, probably in the next few months, they may also follow the same. I mean, nobody knows for sure, but they do hint of that. Normally, what we see is when one do, the rest will tend to follow lah. Oh, yeah. So do take note of that and plan your existing coverage appropriately. If you need help on that, feel free to let myself or Kevin know, any one of us. Okay, yeah. Wow, so it's term or life better. Wow, this one
Term or life better. What they
another
say,
topic by itself.
get them, invest the rest. So yeah, it's a big topic.
Yeah, it's a big topic by
No
itself.
way, but thanks for the question. I think yeah, reach out to us. I think if you
reach
have
out to us, maybe we can talk more about that.
Term or life, yeah.
It's no right or wrong. I mean, like what Kevin has said. Term, you actually buy term, invest the rest. But provided you are disciplined, number one, you will do good investment. When market is down, when you are actually having discount, like what people say, investing is one of the strangest things is when things are cheap, people are scared to buy. Because it's emotional game. When Bitcoin is at 16,000, a lot of people will be scared to buy. When now is, at this level, people will, oh, good. Of course, it can still go high. Not saying that it can't, but it's like that. Right? So it say it's easy buy term, invest the rest, but you must be disciplined. Oh, yeah. So maybe you can talk to us, any of us. We have a more in-depth discussion on your review, okay? Cayman, yeah.
Even that's a good question. I think that's really buy term. Hello. Okay, next question. All right, let me see. Where is it now? Okay, I'm holding on to US ETF. That's good. XLP. Let me check. Should I swap my XLP for XLY? Okay. Let me see. Okay, I got it out for you. Okay, just see this XLP versus. So for those who might not know, XLP is consumer discretionary. So a consumer staple, right? So it's inside all your like Procter and Gamble, your safe stocks lah, your Pepsi, your Coca-Cola, your Walmart. So that's naturally a little bit more defensive in nature. Okay, then your XLY. Okay, this is a bit more the consumer discretionary. These are your Tesla, your Amazon, your Home Depot. Okay, those are a little bit more higher growth kind of things that's inside. So naturally, if you can just see a 5 years chart, this tends to perform a little better. Of course, then you will see a little bit more whipsaw. Are you able to take this kind of whipsaw? No, if you're in it for the long term, then yeah, you reward it accordingly to the market. Okay, but if you're not, you like people a little bit more stable, then yeah. So whether you're a risk taker and also at the same time, do you have any more equities that's actually already exposed? So you don't want to be overly exposed if you have like individual stocks like Tesla, Amazon. Okay, then you don't want to get this again. just a little bit more duplicate. Then you want to have a little bit more diverse kind of portfolio. Okay, so if you ask me like that, I cannot exactly say, but if you ask for my preference at this point of time, I would kind of prefer XLY because I'm a little bit more risk taker. But if you're a little bit more risk averse or you don't want to see that, if you suddenly fall that you cannot sleep, then yeah, don't go for this. Go this. All right, this will be a lot safer. But of course, then the returns cannot. Oh, hey, how come 5 years don't go up? No, you how come so slow, Kelvin? Because for the last 5 years, you're having very peaceful sleep. Okay, that's it. Also, if you understand what you're buying, this also can still be peaceful. In fact, yeah, when it's on discount, that's where you want to actually be getting in. Okay, Chris,
SRP,
RP, Ripple, yeah, third most traded crypto. Okay, yeah, bought some for trading. Well done. I think it's gone up quite a bit. Happy for
What's your
you.
time frame, Chris? We don't
Yeah,
know.
I'd like to check. Is this on your team watch list? Unfortunately, in some ways, this is not on any of the regulated platforms or like your stock platforms, so we cannot really touch it on an individual basis. Maybe
you text us. We can't really talk sure
so,
because it's not on any ETF.
yeah, usually let's say the Bitcoin or the Ethereum is on the ETF, so that's a lot easier to talk about. Because this one and that we opened everything, all the different things that
I do have a view, but I can't say here because it's not regulated. So sorry. Maybe you can PM us, Chris, because I have it in my personal portfolio also for my crypto, but we can't say here because it's not an ETF and things like that. Yeah.
Okay, will HS Tech go up? HSI Tech.
There's a
will it go
resistance
up?
nearby. If it breaks that
I think
resistance, you could.
it really depends, right? I mean,
Yeah. So it depends on what Trump says and things like that.
yeah, it's a lot into like Tencent with HSI Tech.
And what China will do as well.
Where's my HSI Tech share? Yeah, futures index.
You can see maybe you use the 3033, the ETF, maybe as a guide also can. Yeah, this one.
Okay, so the HSI Tech, you can see, not really. I mean,
it's
sideways
kind of, for quite long.
Yeah, it's still kind of very sideways consolidation because it's really waiting for something bigger. All right, when China is showing some sign of improvement, then you see kena whacked by Tencent, kena whacked by all this. So it's really, I think if you take a trading view, yeah, you can, if your sentiments improve, you can take it up, right up. Right, then over here, resistance, somehow, somewhere, right, will come out with something new one. And time the market quite sweet. Okay, so I wouldn't be overly like, oh, I want to hold all the way up because really China is very subjected to that, unfortunately. Okay, until you can be immune to it, you can see, even though you can see today after with something index, yeah, you can see just today, all right, after the what was released, okay, you can see today down 1.6% after 10% tariffs. It's still doing well. Then if you lo and behold, if you don't know, then well, of course, if you draw some trend line, I think sharing with some, okay, it's kind of like at the trend line there, right? Resisted. Okay, so yeah, and for Hong Kong, I also kind of learned my lesson. Usually at the resistance for trading wise, we want to take out. We don't want to be overly greedy. The mantra is, you rather make lesser than have a loss. All right, so this really, I would say, will go up. Yeah, hopefully Trump don't go crazy. I think we can see a return in the sentiments, the positive sentiments. Okay, for your entries, is your plan to buy some shares or do options? It's usually buy straight up shares. Okay, until I master
we
options.
don't really do options.
Yeah, until I master that, then maybe we can. Then I'll start to do those.
Depends on your own one, but we don't do options. We simple plain vanilla can make good money. That's good enough for us. But of course, there are people who do very well in options. Yeah.
So I usually plan to just buy the shares, and I'll usually go in first batch at once it's undervalued. So like just now, Paleo Auto, yeah, was a bit undervalued. Okay. Okay, is that all the questions do you have? Did I have answered everything?
I think there's one people asking on REITs.
Oh, Fred Tan, yes. Actually, I wanted to really cover the REITs. So yeah, it's really quite a bit of stuff. So for Singapore REITs, we covered in 2025. There's only going to be so far about two rate cuts this year. The Fed has said. So I think that has really affected the REIT. As you can see, around October, September, when they had a rate cut, I think we saw the REITs being pumped up. Unfortunately, inflation was a little sticky. Still happened to be a little sticky. It's about 2.8, slightly still above Fed's 2%. Okay, so with that, the REITs recovery could be still a bit a little muted. All right, so you can continue to hold on for the dividend. Right, then once we get a clearer headway, then I think we can see it recovering, because a lot of it also really into their debt. When have they their debt maturity? All right, when have they hedged their debts accordingly? So even though with lower interest rate, it might not totally benefit them because they already have hedged their interests, right? So they're really locked in for that certain period. So even though with lower, they cannot enjoy that lower interest rate. So the DPU also still remains the same. So I do have REITs. I mean, it is part of my portfolio as dividends, so I'm not really looking to buy any more. All right, so I already bought some, so just holding off and just collecting the dividend. So right now in the cycle, I kind of want the funds to grow. So that's for my own personal planning. All right.
Right.
Okay.
I think we're probably good.
If not, thank you everybody.
Thank
you for staying throughout. I mean, I was 15 minutes over time, but thank you for staying throughout. So once again, if you need, can always reach out to us. Okay, we're available.
Wish all of you a what snake year coming, okay? Because we probably see each other again is after the CNY.
Yeah. So take care, stay safe. There's a lot of flu going on. So mask up if you need. You're gonna low here. So
let us know if you need anything. For those questions we can't really answer because of whatever restrictions, just PM us and things like that. Okay. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Good night, everybody. Take care.
Bye.